Well, good afternoon. Excuse me. Oh, let's talk about something interesting here. I'm kind of burned out on my videos, to be honest with you, but I was watching something actually on television here, and at the time it had to be with the South Cotabato jail, but it also applies to Ubiquitan. Now, the interesting factor here is that during the last administration on the drug wars in this country, there's about 1 million people that actually turned themselves in. 1 million people turned themselves in during that administration. 1 million people, and how many were convicted, and so forth and so forth. Now, what happens in the jail system out here is that you're practically forgotten. And they have to run a lottery system out here as to whose trial is going to be heard. And that's why, no matter what your crime is, if you wind up in one of these prisons, they call it the land of the forgotten because that's a horrible situation. I was watching this documentary. This was on the prison at South Cotabato and how it compares to Bikitan. I don't know. I'm thinking that it's worse from what I've seen. But, the interesting thing about this is that there are so many, as a result of the drug war and the fear of being killed, anybody had anything to do with drugs, they just immediately turn themselves in. We're talking 1 million people. 1 million, you heard me correctly, 1 million people turn themselves in. As a result of that, there's only about, they were referring to Cotabato, there was only about 1,160 attorneys, or something like that. And so many people in jail that they could not find any way to expedite anybody's case, at least to get to a hearing. Now, a lot of people have spent years and years and years and years in jail awaiting at least a hearing, nevertheless, a trial. And that is because the jails are so overcrowded and because of the drug war situation that went on and all the people turning themselves in. There's not enough lawyers to take these cases. There's not enough time in the courts. So they basically do, it's kind of a lottery. And you just hope that, it comes up. Now, what also is the greatest disappointment in the jails is that you may finally get a hearing date or a trial date or something, right? Whatever applies. But then you're looking forward to that. And then you find out that it's been canceled. It's been canceled. You waited how many years? Something finally comes up and it's been fucking canceled. It's been canceled. Now you got to wait again. And the conditions that people are living in, they got bigger rooms, 100 square meters, at least in South Cotabato. And they have about 60 people in one room in that. Now, it was very interesting how things were actually being run in that prison because they have a guy they call the Presidente. And he's a guy that's been in there for like 15 years. He hasn't even come to trial yet. Not even to trial yet. And he has a wealthy family. So he has a nice room with a custom bed, fans, even a TV, I think. And he has a selected group of basically ass-kissers that follow him around with clubs in their hand. And they're allowed to do that because it helps with the guards and keeping things under control. And they're treated fine, the prisoners, if they cooperate. If they don't, then there's punishment. So this guy is not part of the staff. He's a prisoner, but they call it a Presidente because he has taken control. And the reason he has a nice room is because he comes from a very wealthy family. By the way, it's not on the wall yet, but here's my framed photograph of somebody. Isn't that nice? It's not even a real glass on there. It's actually fucking plastic. But I got this thing here. It's going to go up on my wall. It doesn't have to go on the wall. I can lean it against something. But this is basically my pride and joy right here. Right here. Now, speaking of this gentleman, he's got 5 counts against him. And when that comes to fruition, for a long, 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 long time. There you go. He will sit in jail. Everything goes planned. He'll sit in jail for a very long time. Some might say, well, does he deserve that punishment? Well, you got to remember something. We're not just talking immigration here. We're talking about 5 counts of cybercrime that carry time with it if he got convicted, but he's not going to get any special treatment because he didn't commit murder or something. Okay, it's a crime. I mean, he tries to say that immigration is not a crime. Well, why are you locked up if it's not a crime? Right, Barry? I know you're listening to my show. Committed a crime. Stop talking about administrative crap. So basically, they decide to take him out of where he is and put him into, they have a Cebu jail too, which is not very pretty. And of course, you got Bikitan. And so now you're not just talking about, the immigration part of a jail. You're talking about criminal, period. Okay, because these are criminal crimes that he committed. Follow me? Okay. So when that happens, not if, but when that happens, forget about marriage. I mean, Jesus Christ, the last thing he has to worry about married, thinking that, that's going to solve all his problems. No, that's not. That's going to create problems. Because it's going to create problems for his girlfriend, because his girlfriend can't hang on that long for somebody. He's just not worth it. Unless she's that desperate to get back money for the family that, he took for motorcycles, this and that, attorney fees and any other shit at the time. Okay. So potentially, you're going to be staying in a place that's 35 centigrade degrees, filthy, a lot of disease around there. And the only way you're going to eat good is I don't think you're going to be ordering out. I just don't think that's happening over there. And I was watching this shit on TV and I said, holy shit. And I kind of feel sorry for some of the people that didn't commit any really, really bad crimes and what they have to go through. Now in South Kataban, anyway, they have the prisoner. It's made for 600 prisoners, but there's 1,800. That's just for the men. They have a separate women's section there. Now, Bikitan, I don't know the numbers on that, but I think it's pretty similar. It's overcrowded, and reason so is because of the last administration when they declared a drug war. And that, as I said, 1 million people, 1 million, if you can believe that, got so scared that they turned themselves in, thinking that, oh shit, they know about me. If I don't turn myself in, I could get shot and killed. That's pretty much was a train of thought at the time. And it was the death squads and everything going around. They got scared. They didn't want to be shot and killed in front of their family. This is just fact. I don't make this up. So they turn themselves in. And because of the lag in paperwork and available lawyers, court dates, you do wind up spending many, many, many years in these prison systems. Many years. Some people can't take it and they want to commit suicide. And I couldn't say I could blame them, because these prisons are listed under the worst prisons in the entire world on the list. I'm not sure what the word, I don't know what's the number one. I have to look it up. But this is definitely on the list. Any kind of jail system in the Philippines is not, Howard Johnson's at least, So normally they're bad anyway, but because of the drug war situation that went on, it created overcrowding of the prisons, and a lot of people don't even see their relatives because they may live far away and they can't afford to make the trip to see them. Now, one guy in there who had molested his niece, he had a really good-looking niece, his niece, and none of the prisoners have anything to do with him in there. He doesn't even have family that comes to visit him. They avoid him, and he's on his own. There's a word that gets around in prison. They know generally. Well, people don't generally talk about their crimes, but they generally, other staff members will know, and that just gets around. But in general, I understand that the prisons don't talk about why they're in there, unless they want to talk about that to another inmate or something. When they ask the question, why you're here, But, you commit a crime, you got to do the time, but it's got to be a crime. It's got to be a crime. Yeah, it's got to be a crime. And to get a court date, I think you'll probably expire before you even get to that point. It's even hard work because I know how hot it is out here in the Philippines. And one newbie that got himself in prison, he just couldn't take it. I mean, and you got to be really strong, because he said it's suffocating in there, and how many people he has to be in a room with it. He just finds it suffocating between the heat and humidity, and you don't get to eat really good meals. And you are allowed to have family when once a week they allow it to come over and bring you food. They could bring you money. They could even bring you cigarettes. Everybody's checked out though for contraband. And some people don't have any families at all to come and visit them, which makes it a lot harder for them. But they do have fans in there, but I don't think everybody has a fan. I think I don't know, by law or anything, they got to have at least a fan or two in a room to cool down the prisons, but all they're really doing is blowing the hot and humid heat around there. So I guess the motto is don't get in trouble, I guess. Certainly not in this country, because it's no country club here in this country whatsoever. Jesus Christ, nobody talking? But I just got to finish watching. I seen it before, though. Couldn't find anything on there, so I came into that again. I thought I'd take a look at that again, and it was really horrible. It's really a shame that anybody, no matter what crime you committed, really, I do have some compassion to some people, but some I don't. You should have a speedy trial and find out where you're going, good or bad. But that does not happen here, a place where it's more fun in the Philippines. That does not happen here, not at all. And you're going to be waiting and waiting. Some people are just giving up. One guy said, I just don't really care anymore. And that was the guy who was actually the Presidente. And it is a country club for him, because when everybody has to be locked up at night in a hot, sweaty room, him and his entourage get to go out in the courtyard and walk around. Well, it might be a little cooler at night. And they're smoking cigarettes, and one his helpers wearing rings and a nice watch. It's just amazing, man. It's just fucking amazing. They go out at will. They can walk around anytime they want, because chances are that the guy who's getting that special treatment, who is known as El Presidente, has a wealthy family. I won't go on with anything more than that. Just say that he has a wealthy family, and you can put together whatever you think about that and why he has a jail cell. Okay, with that being said, now there goes the German Shepherds again. I gotta go to this dog barking again. One of his dogs died from a special kind of a tick that infected the dog. It's a shame. Oi, I gotta give him credit though. That guy, he walks between 5 and 7 miles a day with his dogs, morning and then toward evening. Gotta give him that credit. That's amazing. Pretty damn good. Palaboy says, many not chatting because you blocked most of you to chat. Well, that's okay. Don't matter. Let's just get my message out. Don't matter. Nobody donates to me, and nobody, fuck it, hey. And only people that come on here are people that just want to find some drama anyway. So what's the fucking use? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Do. Yeah. I'm just this YouTube show. It's all I'm at. I'm just a YouTube, little grassroots YouTube show. Little old me, small fish in a big pond, don't have any grandiose expectations. None whatsoever. No, I'm not going to unblock people if they, I'm El Presidente on my own show. That's just a fact. If you've been rude to me in any way, you get blocked. It don't make a difference to me. It's not like I'm making money on here. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, and most people come on my show anyway, just trying to seek information, or they're coming for drama, coming to report to others, whatever. They're trolls, most of them. I'd say about 85% of anybody who comes to my channel is a troll, and usually with multiple accounts. There you go. But yeah, despite saying it's more fun in the Philippines, as long as you keep your nose clean, and that's why I kind of laugh at some of these people that really go out of their way to be an ass. I mean, a real ass. And you know who they are. They go on camera and they say all this shit. And they're treating Filipinos like shit. Their girlfriends, as he calls them, they call them. And other people, And this is the shit that happens. They think they're above the fucking law. Not you, not anybody. Certainly not in this country. I'll tell you that right now, okay? You don't want to wind up like this guy. Okay, you don't want to wind up like this guy. That's something that you don't want to do. Okay, because as the system, as things move on here in time, and he gets his new arrest warrant coming soon, that's when things start to happen. Papers get signed, and they either reassign him to a different facility, and then they schedule a court date, and God only knows, when that could be. That could be 2 years down the line, just to get a preliminary, to get an arraignment. Hey, look, I'm not shitting here, man. This is real shit. Just to get an arraignment or whatever. That does not mean you got a trial date. It doesn't mean, realistically, he could be in that jail for 5 or 6 years, just waiting to get any of the preliminaries over with. I know you're probably listening, Barry, but Don't get pissy with me. I'm telling you right now, don't get pissy with me. Okay? You can point fingers all you fucking want, but you got your finger broken, man. You're not innocent. You did commit cybercrime, and you're also an immigration overstayer for a long time. In combination, that doesn't add up to anything real good for you. Forget about getting fucking married. Forget about ever seeing freedom for a while. You might be dead by the time they get to your case, if your lungs are really that fucking bad and everything else going on with you. I know you're pissed off at me. Don't be pissed off at me. You get killed for something like that. I've told you 1,000 times. You're lucky that you got where you are, that you're at least alive. Try that with somebody else. See what they do with you. You would get a chance to go to fucking jail. They would take things in their own hands. You better get religious. Read the scriptures. Become a born again, whatever the hell you are. You're going to need religion. You're going to need something, because you're going to be suffering like a motherfucker. Not because I just don't happen to like you. It's what you've done. It's what you've said. It's what you did on my reputation, you motherfucker. That's what you did. I have no compassion for you. Even if I tried, I have no compassion for you whatsoever. So don't be pointing your fingers to me, is what I'm saying to you, Barry. Yeah, I helped you get to where you are, but you actually got yourself there by doing what you did. And payment is fucking due. You took money from a lot of innocent women and other people in sorry stores and businesses and bars, and personal people you borrowed money never paid back. You've used women for their money. They had to have jobs, you said. You used them for sex. Tell them what they want to hear. Oh, yeah, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I do. But you actually loved what was in their fucking purse. You're a scumbag. The bottom line is you're a scumbag. And you belong where you are. You belong where you are. I'll say it again. You where you are. Okay? That's where you belong. It look good. It looks good on you. Bars look really good on you, dude. I'm telling you again, I'll say it loud and proud. You should be fucking glad that I didn't come to your residence out there and do something a little worse than work on getting you in a jail cell. Consider yourself fucking lucky. Anybody else out there that's ever called a child predator, yeah, see how they feel. You got a family, whatever, peers, friends, somebody hears they're calling you a fucking child predator? Your ass be dead. Your ass be gone. Your ass be gone. Feel lucky. You feel lucky? Do you feel lucky? Feel lucky. Because you know what? You're alive. You're alive. Alas, you're alive, mofo. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm at least getting the satisfaction of knowing that I'm one of the lucky ones here that has managed to achieve to get some kind of justice done on you, no matter what happens in your future. And that really makes me extremely satisfied and happy. Don't point your crooked, skinny finger to me. Don't even dare point your finger to me. Okay? Technically, you got yourself into that position. I just helped things along to get you there. If you didn't commit the crimes, do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Barry? You know what I say to you, my man? I hope you fucking rot in fucking hell. Rot in fucking hell, you bastard. That's what I say to you. Rot in fucking hell.